So anyway, I ended up working for the big oil company for 3-4 years, worked as a drilling engineer, which took me across Western Canada. I got to see oil and gas properties from southern Saskatchewan to the Beaufort Sea. So I saw it all, felt it all, tasted it all, if you will, and really engaged. Then I went back and did a business degree. I did my MBA at the University of Calgary. I ended up being the first graduate of the University of Calgary to take the entrepreneurship designation for my MBA. I think a few other people had qualified before me, but they were reluctant to take the designation because they were uncertain as to whether or not it would affect them adversely in terms of getting a job. So I walked out of my MBA with what looked like, well, with the entrepreneurship designation, but I had studied quite a few marketing classes and quite a few finance classes, so I had a strong grounding in those areas as well.
Some of my audience are graduates or students of University of Calgary. What's your experience like when you were in the program, and what did you get? What is the most things that you get out from doing that MBA?
Well, a couple of observations. One, I was graduate number 220 or 222. Graduate number.
Right.
Remember, there's schools in Canada that graduate 200 plus a year. I was graduate number 200. So walking out into the marketplace, it was a relatively unknown designation, unknown degree from a relatively unknown school in terms of punching out MBA grads. So that's first observation. Secondly, the most valuable class I took was taught by a guy named Mike Heffring, and it was called Consumer and Buyer Behavior. Stands alone in terms of its value to what I do to this day, understanding differentiation, product differentiation, how to make marketing memorable, advertising, the impact of brand and logo, positioning, post-purchase dissonance, all factors. And I happen to personally believe that that class or some derivative thereof should be taught to every discipline at universities across this country, to understand how to compete with your peers, to understand how to compete with other businesses. I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a nurse, a scientist. That marketing tool, the tools of marketing are invaluable. If you choose not to study, that's fine, because the people who do will outrun you at the end of the day.
Interesting. I would thought like with the things that you end up involved in, it would be finance or M&A and stuff. But no, it's the consumer side of product differentiation.
Well, not just consumer. I mean, product differentiation can occur inside Imperial Oil.
Of course.
Understanding, because projects compete for capital. So you've got to sell your project. You sell your company against other companies to investors. It's done at every level. And just as FirstEnergy, the brokerage firm I'm involved with, positioned itself in the marketplace against other dealers as basically an investment dealer with a conscience, a social conscience, a dealer with a heart. That was a place and a space that hadn't been taken.
Dealer with a heart, isn't that an oxymoron?
Well, it doesn't exist in the eyes of most people. So anyway, so marketing in my mind is an invaluable tool, and it's underestimated by most people as a skill.
Right.